course, Nadav Tamir, Executive Director of J Israel.
Thank you. They're supporting the Zionist project better than some of the Israelis, because there's no way Israel could be the homeland of the Jewish people if we won't have a Palestinian state. If we don't end the occupation will end us. The Americans understand it as friends of Israel. Biden declared that he's a Zionist. I believe that he is a Zionist. But the entire international free world, with the exception, of course, of Iran, Hamas, and the Netanyahu government, understand that the two-state solution is the only way for Israel to remain what the Zionist project was supposed to be, and for the Palestinians to have dignity and a homeland for their own. I think that America is a very Jewish-loving country. The majority of Americans love Jews, and so are majority of European governments, and I'm in touch with most of them. The problem is those assumptions that the world is all against us and the Arabs all want to kill us, while the Arabs accepted the two-state solution many years ago.
But they don't today by statistics.
They do. They do. First of all, you have to distinguish between Palestinians and the Arabs. The Arabs accepted the Arab initiative, and it is on the table and being ratified every year, and it calls for a two-state solution around the 67 borders with land swaps.
And you're talking about Saudi Arabia, the United Arab Emirates.
The Palestinians also accepted it. In '88 already the PLO said that we are trying to get our land on 22% of historic Palestine, not the 48 borders, the 67 borders. And we know from every survey that we see that whenever there is a political horizon for the Palestinians, they still support that vision. Whenever there is war, and whenever there is an Israeli government that is run by messianic settlers who want to create chaos with their friends in America, the evangelists who believe that chaos will bring Jesus Christ back, that is when the Palestinians become...
There's a lot of problems in America. Racism, now we've got fanatics. Yeah. But tell me something. I want to piggyback, and I'm going to ask you, because let's talk about this Palestinian state for a minute, okay? The Knesset actually recently unanimously voted that there cannot be a Palestinian state. So I think the question is, how can we...
Wasn't unanimously?
Well, except for the Arab parties, the majority.
No, there was a majority?
Most people.
All the Zionist parties.
All the Zionist parties.
No, that's not. Labor were not there. Yesh Atid were not there.
There were those that did not vote.
Gadi Eisenkot were not there.
Of those that voted, all but the Arab parties voted in favor. And my question for you is then this, like, I mean, even though two-state solution might sound really nice and all these people agree, at this point, Israel has maybe made a decision that it doesn't feel that it's safe. So why still talk about it? Can we even have a Palestinian state if the Knesset already voted that we cannot?
I'll say two things. First of all, I have no doubt, just like the same Israelis who supported Menachem Begin, who was against any compromise, eventually supported him in having the peace with Jordan and withdrawing from the Sinai, and even dismantling settlements in Sinai. The same Israelis who supported Sharon when he said Netzarim and Tel Aviv are the same, supported him when he decided to move out of. And I believe that when the Biden doctrine will be implemented, which means that there is an alliance of Arab countries with Israel, with a Palestinian state, against Iran and its proxies, including Hamas and Hezbollah, most Israelis will support a Palestinian state. But I will say more than that. It is not an Israeli decision. The Palestinians deserve to have a state, just like the UN didn't ask the Palestinians if Israel could be a state.
The non-negotiable terms of that agreement and that plan is to destroy Israel demographically and democratically. It requires, as the Arabs have said over and over and over and over again, the return of millions of Arabs from all of the different countries of the world. Read the plan, Nadav.
That is false. The plan says just an agreed solution to the refugees. Agreed solution meaning a veto for Israel. That if Israel doesn't accept, there will not be return of refugees to Israel. And this is what the Arab world believes until today. The Saudis, the Emiratis, the Jordanians, the Bahrainis, the Moroccans. The only ones who don't get it is the Israeli right-wing fanatics. Israel, the democracy of Israel, which is already under threat by the Jewish supremacists and fascists in our government, will be destroyed. Israel will become a pariah country in the free world. We might maybe have a support of some evangelical Christians or MAGA Republicans, but we will not have the support of the free world.